Good morning, students. Last class we have discussed some elementary basic examples from hyperbola. So today remaining examples we'll discuss it in this session. So let us begin with the first example. Okay, so this is a example number 8. Last session we have solved 7 examples. So example number 8 it is. So it is a given that if the center, vertex and a focus of a hyperbola be 0, 0, 4, 0 and 6, 0. So center is 0, 0. So this information I am going to write it. So it is given that center it is 0, 0, focus, then vertex. So vertex it is a 4, 0 and focus 6, 0. Vertex is 4, so I can write A equal to 4 here. Then focus is a 6. Focus it is taken as AE equal to 6. So value of a A is 4. It is 4 into E equal to 6. We will write a solution for E equal to 6 divided by 4, or so simplifying we are going to get E value as 3 divided by 2 it is. So we got a E value as 3 divided by 2. So now I use a relation between E, A and B. Using that formula I will calculate the value of a B. So it is given by the formula in case of a hyperbola E equal to under the square root of 1 plus B square by A square. So E is 3 divided by 2. It is under the square root of 1 plus B square, we don't know as it is, divided by A square. So A square is, A is, it is a 4. Here we have got an answer. So 4 square is a 16. Now we will square on the both side and we will simplify this. We'll square and simplifying. So we will get a value of a B, that is a B we are going to get it as 2 root 5 here. So we got a value for A, E and B. Now we have to write the equation of a hyperbola. Standard equation is x square by A square. A is 4, 4 square is 16, minus, so it is a y square by B square. B is 2 root 5. Okay, its square is 20, equal to, it is a 1. So further, see this equation we have to search in an option. This equation is not there in an option, so we have to find a LCM. So LCM of 16 and 20 are 80. Now multiply this equation by 80. So we get as 5x square minus 4y square equal to, it is a 80. 5x square minus 4y square equal to 80. Therefore clearly option C is a right answer. So like this, so given information we have to calculate A and B. Okay, so using a relation A, B, E, so sometimes we need to calculate A or E or B. So then, so we have to substitute in a standard equation and we should find a solution. Okay, we'll go for a next example. The locus of a point of intersection of the lines, we have 2 lines. So first line is, it is a root 3 x minus y equal to, I write it minus 4 root 3 x k as a first equation. So I transport it to RHS, I get it as a 4 root 3 k. Another equation we have as, so this is a root 3 kx plus ky equal to 4 root 3. So like this. So now we will simplify the second equation. We will take k common from a LHS and we have to transport it to a RHS, or else entire equation simply we have to divide it by k. So dividing by k, we get this as root 3 x plus y equal to 4 root 3 divided by k it is. So this is our first equation and this is our second equation. So these two equations we have to multiply. So LHS is multiplied by LHS and RHS by RHS. In a LHS we will observe that it is of the form a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. So root 3 square is 3 x square minus we get a y square. RHS we are going to get it as a 4 root 3 k into 4 root 3 divided by k. So k get cancels, we get 3 x square minus y square. 4 into 4 16, root 3 into root 3 3 we are going to get it. So 16 into 3 48. So RHS we want it as a 1, so we divide this throughout the equation by 48. So we get this as 3 x square divided by 48 minus y square divided by 48 is equal to 1. So this is a standard equation of a hyperbola it is. So therefore option C is the right answer here. Option C is right answer. Okay, we'll go for a next example. The locus of the center of a circle which touches externally the given two circles is. Okay, so answer for this is, so it is a very clear. We know that when a circle touches externally to the two given circles, then the locus of a circle will be hyperbola. So we are going to get in this way. So which is represents the hyperbola, therefore option C is a right answer. Okay. So JEE Mains example will continue. Okay, so first example is the lattice rectum of the hyperbola. So equation is given 16 x square minus 9 y square equal to 144. So RHS we have to make it as a 1. So throughout this equation we will divide by 144. So dividing by 144, simplify. So x square 16 by 144 we get it as a 9 minus as it is y square 9 by 144 we get it as a 16 equal to 1. Okay, so from this we get a square value as a 9 and a b square value as a 16. Then we have to find the length of a lattice rectum. So length of a lattice rectum is given by the formula 2b square by a it is. So it is a 2 into b square, so it is a 16. So a, it is a square is 9, a is 3. So we will simplify this. So numerator simplification is 32 divided by 3. Therefore clearly yes, option B is the right answer. 32 divided by 3 here. See, answers are sometimes very near. Carefully we have to see it and take the correct answer. Okay, we'll move to our next example. Tangent and normal are drawn at P 16, 16 on the parabola y square equal to 16x, which intersect the axis of the parabola at a comma b respectively. If C is the center of a circle through the point P, A and B, then angle P is a theta, then the value of a tan theta we have to calculate. So question is very lengthy, so with a simple technique I use the process of a differentiation. So calculus you have studied how to differentiate a simple function. So using that technique I am going to solve this particular example here. So given parabola is y square equal to 16x. So another way of telling a parabola is it is a curve. So remember, dear students, now I differentiate this one. So y square differentiation is a 2y and y is a dependent variable, so I multiply by dy by dx. So this is equal to 16x, its a differentiation is 16 into 1. Then we write a solution for a dy by dx, so we get dy by dx as 16 divided by 2y. So further we will take this point at 16 comma 16 here. So x coordinate is 16, y coordinate we have to take it as a 16. So we get dy by dx as dy by dx equal to, it is a 16 divided by 2 into y is a 16. 16 get cancels, so dy by dx is 1 by 2. So dy by dx, it represents a slope, remember. So dy by dx is a slope equal to 1 divided by 2. Further, so if the lines are perpendicular here, so lines are, we will observe that perpendicular, then we have a condition, perpendicular condition, m1 into m2 is minus 1. So m1 I take it as a 1 by 2, m2 I calculate. So m2 solution is clearly, we are going to get it as a minus 2, it is minus 2. m1 is 1 by 2, m2 is minus 2. Then I use the tan theta we have to calculate. I use a formula. So tan theta equal to, in a trigonometry you have studied this one. So m1 also in a straight line, m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 m2 it is. So then further m1, it is a 4 divided by 3. m1 we need to calculate here. Yes, so one slope we know, another slope we need to calculate, so we will calculate that. M we got it as a 1 by 2. So further slope we need to calculate. So for that, so I find the slope of a point C and P here. Okay, yes, slope of a point P and C. So it is, the coordinate we have to take it y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So it is a 16 minus 0 divided by, it is a 16 minus 4 it is. So we get a 16 by 12. So simplification 4 by 3 we are going to get it here. This is a m1 I am going to take it. m2 will be calculated value minus 2 it is. Okay, so this is our m1. Then further, see, substitute these values, 4 by 3 minus m2, it is a minus 2, minus into minus plus 2, 1, so it is a plus m1, it is 4 by 3, m2 minus 2. So we will simplify this. Numerator simplification will be 10 by 3, denominator simplification will be so it is a minus 5 by 3 with a modulus notation. 3 get cancels and we are going to get simplification as a 2. This is a tan theta here. So 5 ones are 5 twos are get cancels, mod of a minus 2 is a plus 2, therefore slope we get it as a 2 here, slope as a 2. Option C is a right answer. Option C is a right answer. So this is a first page solution and this is a second page solution. Okay, we'll move to our next example. The locus of a point P alpha comma beta moving under the condition that the line y equal to alpha x plus beta is a tangent to the hyperbola is, so which type of a geometry it represents, that we have to calculate. So it is a given that y equal to alpha x plus beta. So equation of a tangent, we are going to get it as a b square equal to alpha square a square minus b square. Now locus of alpha beta we have to calculate. So that is alpha, it is a x, beta will be y. So we get this as y square, beta square as a y square, alpha square x square a square minus b square. So this we get it. Now we will transport this to RHS y square. So we get it as a square x square minus y square, so equal to b square here. So this minus sign represents it is a hyperbola. So clearly option D is the right answer. So it represents the equation in the form x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1 here. Therefore it represents the equation of a hyperbola here. Okay, we'll move to a last example, this one. The question is, for the hyperbola x square by cos square alpha minus y square by sin square alpha equal to 1, which of the following remains constant when alpha varies? That means here alpha is variable. So we have to find eccentricity. So if it is a alpha is a variable, then it is not a correct answer, like that. So which one among these it will represent a constant function, we should find out here. Okay, so step by step we will calculate this one. So the given equation is x square by cos square alpha minus y square by sin square alpha equal to 1 it is. Then standard equation we have to verify this one. So we get a square value as it is a cos square alpha, and b square value we are going to get it as a sin square alpha here. Then I use the relation between E, A and B. Using this relation we have to calculate the E. So E represents eccentricity. So let us begin this. So E equal to under the square root of 1 plus b square divided by a square. Yes, so substitute all these values. So we get E equal to under the square root of 1 plus b square. So it is a sin square alpha divided by a square cos square alpha. Then very simple, trigonometric functions I am going to use. Sin by cos, it is a tan, so we are going to get it as a tan square alpha here. So E equal to under the square root of 1 plus tan square is sec square it is. So it is a sec square alpha. Square and square root get cancels, we are going to get E as it is a sec alpha here. E value we get it as a sec alpha. So eccentricity is a sec alpha. Alpha they said it is a varies, therefore it is a variable, it is not a constant function here. So similarly, if you try for a directrix, abscissa of a vertex, now abscissa of a foci I am going to find it, we'll see it. So foci is given by the formula, it is foci is plus or minus AE comma 0. It is a plus or minus A is A square is cos square, A is cos alpha, E is it is a we have calculated sec alpha 0. So it is a very easy trigonometric function. Cos and sec are reciprocal of one another, they get cancels, we get it as a 1 0. So we will observe that the foci is 1. So which is a constant? function, which is a constant function. Therefore option D is a right answer here. So like this we have to calculate. Similarly, you can find a directrix and abscissa of a vertices. It involves alpha, therefore alpha is a variable, therefore clearly, so we have calculated a foci of a abscissa of a foci, therefore we got a constant answer. So option D is the right answer. So in this class, so we have solved these examples. Remaining examples we'll discuss it in a next session. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you once again.